Hey, we about to go into it today. And we are going into part 3. So if you've been tuned in and you've checked out on Instagram or on here on YouTube, this is the 3rd day. We have been talking about reversing the aging process. And today we're going to talk about and give you more detail into what the telomeres are. We are also going to talk about acupuncture and the benefits of acupuncture, the TENS unit and cupping, how that reverses the aging process. And then we're going into photobiomodulation. And photobiomodulation is something that I think you all really are going to love. That's a secret sauce. I'm going to save it for the end to go over. It's a new discovery, I would say, in naturopathic medicine that a lot of doctors who work in biomedical feedback really use, and it works. And a lot of the clients who have autoimmune disease as well as other issues, you may not even have any disease or issues, is working. And I want to be able to share that with you because a lot of people in our community don't know about it. And it's brand new, and especially here, I'm in the South, so a lot of people here in the South don't know about it. So I'm glad to be a part of a group. I am a part of a group. Hey, Nashita, good evening. I am a part of a group in naturopathic medicine that all of us have studied in Quantum University in Honolulu, Hawaii. And a part of this group, and we have a private Facebook group that we share all of these discoveries on what we're doing with clients, what we're doing with patients, how they're improving in their health, and what's new, actually in our field of study, in order to share that with the public. And what I do, coupled in with traditional Chinese medicine, I like to share not only those homeopathic and naturopathic remedies, but couple it in with the traditional Chinese medicine so we can actually have more vitality. We can live longer. We have more sustainability in our lives. So that is what I'm going to talk about this evening. And I'm doing it on YouTube because I want it to be saved. Those videos that I have on Instagram is only going to be for a short period of time to give people the information. I will delete it off of there because if people are really serious about their health and they're serious about naturopathic medicine and homeopathy, they'll come here. They'll chime in and contact me personally. And if they need a consultation or they need to be able to get more direct one-on-one help, then, they'll do what they need to do. Right. Hi, Nashita. Nashita, if you have, please don't hesitate to put in a chat. Let me know. Girls, send me an email. Let me know if you have any family members. Always be for you, because we have issues that's not always for us. Sometimes it's a family member, sometimes it's a friend, and it doesn't matter age group. I was telling someone this morning about, I don't look at age as a defining factor for life expectancy. I don't look at age as a determining factor for the way my body should function. My body functions based on the way that I take care of it. I was even telling someone else earlier today, which is very important. It's not the fact that you get older and you have all these aches and pains and it's hard to get out of the bed and it's hard to do this and that. We really, as you get older, most people have all those aches and pains because we don't move and stretch like we used to do when we were younger. When we were children and we were young, we was playing outside, we were stretching, we were reaching, we were picking things up, we were playing with friends, we was rolling on the floor, we was doing all kind of moves and stretching and all this kind of stuff. And as you get older and you start to and I'm not even saying old like 30 plus, I'm talking about teenagers now. I deal with a lot of teenagers, and these teenagers are now on this and on computers and on laptops and tablets. And so they're sitting, they're not stretching a whole lot, and they're having the same issues as people 40, 50, 60 years old. They're having high blood pressure, they're diabetic, they have back pains, they have issues. It's just the fact of moving. It has nothing to do with age. I want people to stop getting that out of their head that, oh, I'm having aches and pains. That just comes with the territory of being 40. No, That's why I did this series on reversing the aging process naturally, because there's things that you need to be doing right now. And we also want to talk about the chromosomes. We want to talk about the telomeres, the caps on the telomeres. As the telomeres shorten, as it gets shortened, it does cause aging. And that's from a scientific standpoint. But there are some studies, there are some things that we can do to keep that from happening. And we need to know about what that is. All right. When we talk about aging, then yes, you'll start to get, depleting in your muscles, and your hair may change. Because like I said, if you get gray hair, that's because your body is pulling minerals from other places. That is why you have gray hair. It's not natural to have gray hair. So we're going to talk about all of those things on this evening. And the first and foremost, I want to go into, hold on just a minute. Oh gosh, what's this? Okay, first and foremost, we're going to talk about acupuncture. And I know I brought this up to a guy the other night. We were at dinner, and he's 41 years old. And I was telling him that he needs to go and have some acupuncture done on his knee. He has two incidents with his knee in which he's injured it twice. Same knee, 2 times. And he said the doctor was telling him to go and do surgery. And I was like, well, that's an option if you want to go that route, but you don't have to do surgery. Okay? You don't have to have surgery on your elbow, your shoulder, your knee, anything that you've injured. And I've had issues where I have dislocated my knee. And a little bit about me growing up, I did dance all my life. I've done cheer, I've done pom, I've done competition, I've done nationals in Florida where we have to jump up in the air, fall down on our knees, do all these stunts. Did it in college. I've been doing modern dance, African dance. I've done all type jazz, tap. I've done all type of dance and martial arts. Okay. But the one thing that I noticed is that my knee started to hurt, and my knee started to be painful right after I had my son. I was 21, 22 years old, and my knee was about to give out. I remember I was holding my son, and I was walking up some stairs, and I felt my knee about to give out. I was like, oh my God, like what in the world? And in my mind, because I was so young, I was like, this is because I've been cheering all my life. I've been dancing. I've been beating myself up. Now my knees are bad. That's what I thought then. And as I started to become more knowledgeable as I got older and doing those things to strengthen my knees, when it came down to the corrective stretching that I talked about on Tuesday, massage therapy. I've had a massage therapist ever since I was 27 years old. I've been consistent with him. I have the same massage therapist as well. I've been consistent with him, and he is absolutely amazing. He knows the body and the muscle groups and bones inside and out. So you have to have a team. And so knowing all of that about my knee, I started to strengthen it on my own and started to do different movements. And as I learned more about acupuncture, that's when the acupuncture, I was like, this is it. This has been what I needed all along. And so that's why I share acupuncture with people with reversing the aging process with the knees, the joints, the ligaments, pain in the neck, pain in the shoulders, pain in the hips. If you have any pain through your body, you need to go and see an acupuncturist. All right. You started having your when I was young. Yes. I thought of some dance, cheering, sports. Yeah. And it could have been that you were beating it up. And it does happen. And there people will say, oh, you have trash in your knees. Or I know I've heard people say that all the time. You have trash in between your knee and you need to get this cleaned out. Or you need to have surgery and all that. I went to Dr. Lee here in Memphis, Tennessee, and I had acupuncture. And first I told him about my back. Now I injured my back, and this is all on me. I did this lifting heavy weights. I was deadlifting with the guys over 350 pounds of deadlifting on my back. And I was about 31 years old when I did this. And I was doing the deadlifts, and it injured my lower back. And I continued to do 5Ks. I did a half marathon. I was still running on it, which I should not have done because that was adding more injury, and I wasn't doing inversions. So I started going to acupuncture. I told them about my back. I told them about my knee. I started to go twice a week, starting off for the first few months. And then I did once a week, and then I started to do it once a month, and now I only do it for maintenance purposes. So if I started to feel like, hey, my knee, feels a little twinge or something like that, I go get acupuncture. Now let's talk about what acupuncture actually is. So hopefully you all may have some thought processes. You may be like, oh, it's needles and they put these needles in your body. Yes, they do. But let's get a little bit deeper into what they're doing. So in the body system, you have these meridians, okay? And the meridian system is like a highway to your organs, because what is going on, just like you have traffic that's outside, getting to your home or getting to a building or getting to work or getting to your friend's house. You have to go get on the highway. You have to go the streetway. It's just the highway to get to a main location. It's like the highway to get to a major organ or a major intersection in your body. So they went to school to study about the nadis or the meridian system on where to strategically put these needles in order to open up and release any type of stagnation. Because sometimes what happened, the energy within our body will become stagnant and it'll just stay in one area, and it'll cause a buildup or a blockage in that area. And so with our knees and joints and aches and pains, that's the same thing that happens. There's a blockage of energy flow that goes through your body. That's blood flow, that's energy flow. And we also, based on our diet, and we talked about this, I think I talked about diet yesterday. Yes. Based on our diet, that also causes a lot of mucus build up in our joints and our areas, which takes the body and the organs out of alignment. All right. We talked about that a little bit the other day. So when we go to the chiropractor, we're having to get back into alignment, but you don't have to continue to go back all the time if you clean up the diet. And that's what I talked about yesterday. So go back and look at part 2. So going back to the acupuncture, the needles are specific points in the meridian system in order to open up the energy points within the body that's going to allow that energy flow to get back consistent, to relieve any pressure, pain, or stiffness or tightness that you may feel in your back, your shoulder, your neck, any part of your hips, any part of your joints. And this is not just with me. I have tested this on multiple people. But I tell people, you have to have a mindset of being open to something different than what you've gotten before. So I tested it on a friend of mine. Had neck issues from playing basketball. He went, got the acupuncture, gone. This was about 2 years ago. Got the acupuncture. He was dealing with pain for years, dealing with pain in his knees for years, gone. Another senior, I teach Tai Chi to the seniors at the senior facility here. And the director, I was telling her that's over the program, she always complained about her hip and her leg. She said, I've had hip and leg issues going on with me for years. And it's like nothing I can do. She said, nothing I can do to get relief. So sometimes she said, I'll get a massage or I'll soak. She went on a cruise with her husband. She said she had the massage. She bought everything that they had in the spa looking for relief. And so when she told me that, I said, okay, you need to go see the acupuncturist I have here. I said, this will be the solving of the problem. This will solve all the problems and all the hundreds of dollars that you're spending, all that spa stuff. You're going to be like, why did I even buy it when I could have put money into acupuncture? Okay. So she went to the acupuncturist. She did the same therapy that I did. She started out for a couple of weeks. He gave her some herbal, some herbs, some Chinese herbs that you have to take along with it. And they did the acupuncture, the cupping and the TENS units. We're also going to talk about the cupping and the TENS unit. She did that. I think she was consistent with it for about 4 or 5 months. And she was feeling better after the first session, but she didn't want any reoccurrence. So she was trying to make sure all blockages and everything was clear with her body. And she continued to go. And then I told her, I said, you're good right now. I said, of course, he runs a business, so he's going to try to keep you coming. But if you want to do like I do and just go in for a routine maintenance, once a month or once every other month, then you're good. Now that you've cleaned up your diet, now you're on the road to, being healthier, and you've already had that release done of whatever is causing the issues in your hips and your joints. You're good. Plus, she does Tai Chi. She does Tai Chi every morning. She's learned some of the moves that I showed her to do. So she does her Tai Chi Qigong every morning when she wakes up. So, yes, I love the TENS unit. The TENS unit works. So, he does the acupuncture. You have the TENS unit and you have the cupping. So if you're not familiar with the TENS unit, it's like a node system that you can clip. What they do, they take the clips and they put the clips onto the acupuncture needle. Now, the acupuncture needle is not like the needle they have at a doctor's office where you get a shot. These are specifically made to just tap and puncture just the top layer of your skin, not to go all the way through. It's just to release whatever the blockages is. So you'll feel a slight like pinch or something. It's not painful. That's what I want people to understand. It's not like, oh my God, it's like getting a shot. It's not. You may feel a prick. You may feel a little light prick, and then that's it. And then it's done. And then it sits there. He has you sit with it on, and then he connects the TENS unit. Now the TENS unit, there'll be a nurse that's going to turn it up to where you can feel it, but it's not painful, because what that is doing, that's also alerting your nervous system. So it's putting that vagus nerve, the nervous system, back into balance as well, because the overall goal with acupuncture and the TENS unit and cupping is to release any type of blockages that's in your body and allow for the flow of energy to go back through the body. So whatever is stagnant within your muscles and your bones and your body won't be stagnant anymore. You have that complete energy flow. So the TENS unit works along with the acupuncture needles. Next, he does the cupping. So if you haven't had cupping done before, I had cupping done for the first time, I believe it was like 2016 or 2015, somewhere in there. And so it looks almost like a little bulb, a glass bulb, and it has it's just about this big, and it has a circle opening. And so what they do with this bulb, and some do it with the flame where they make it hot, but either way, they'll take this bulb and put it on those points where the needles have already been, especially if you have some extreme pain. So if you have extreme shoulder pain, back pain, I know a few months ago, I injured myself where I couldn't lift up my shoulder from weight training, and I couldn't lift it up past right here. I couldn't do this. It was like right here. And so they took the cup, the glass bulb, and they put it right here. She took it and she put it right here and tighten it up. There's a way that they can tighten it up. Now, when they tighten up the bulb, and it's just a glass, it's no more needles is going on. They'll do the needles. They'll prick you like 9 times with the needle and stop. Then they'll put the cupping on, which is like this little glass bulb on the area wherever it is. But on me, it was here because I was having shoulder issues where I couldn't lift my arm. And I've also had this done on my back and my neck as well, especially when you have any type of tension or tightness in the body, or muscle aches and pains. There's blockages we don't know about, and it's also mucus buildup, is what I want people to understand and know. So in this bulb, I sat there, they have it very relaxing. They have the infrared light on, and you're just in there very relaxed. Have the nice relaxing music. And so I was on there for about 10-15 minutes, and they come in and check. Now, she took the bulb off. When she took the bulb off, there was pus and blood that was coming out from that area. Even while the bulb was on, my shoulder was just pulsating. It was just, it was like boom, boom, boom the whole time. And I was like, yes, I know it's getting down to the root of the problem, to whatever the issue is and blockages that I got going on in this area of what I've done. It could have even been lactic acid buildup from weightlifting. And it was sitting in here. And so that when she took that cupping off of my shoulder, the pus and the blood just came out, and I was able to move my shoulder. And now I walked in and I couldn't do this. This was as far as my elbow would go. And it was hurting at night. I couldn't sleep. I didn't know how much movement you do with your shoulder. And so I left and I was like, wow, like I was good. And the next day I was even better because I was able to sleep good again. And I was like, oh my goodness. I said, every time, it never fails. When I go to acupuncture, it works. Yes. Wow. It relieved. Also, if you have anybody that's dealing with, I don't care if it's the meniscus, the patella, any type of knee issues, hip joint pain, neck pain, where they have a stiff neck, hips, I don't care what it is. Even people with high blood pressure, diabetics, autoimmune disease, all of that. Because, see, we've done so much damage to our bodies for 20, 30, 40, 50, some people 60 years of damage to our bodies of eating the wrong foods. We're also getting too much chemtrails that's going on. We're getting processed foods, whether it's fruits or vegetables, it's processed because it's going through a process of going through the store, getting to you. So it's already processed. So you are swarming your body with all of this junk that it is trying to figure out how to rid itself of all of the process and the chemicals that you're pushing into it. Whether you're trying to do it or not, sometimes just walking outside, we're pushing chemicals into our bodies. We got cars that's polluting. We have buildings that are polluting. It's pollution everywhere, right? Plus the pesticides that are in foods and the process and everything that we're eating that is going to happen even no matter if you're 15 years old. And if you're not moving and releasing these toxins properly, if you're not doing seasonal detoxes, if you're not cleansing your liver and your gallbladder and giving attention to your kidneys and your lungs on a regular basis, not just once every 3 years, but this is on a seasonal basis. Like on my Instagram, I posted the circadian rhythm clock. So on that circadian rhythm clock, you're going to see what you're supposed to be doing every hour of the day and what organ you're actually targeting during that time of the day, and the times you should be asleep, what organs are recovering, and all throughout the day is what elements, what organ, and that is how we are supposed to live our lives in accordance with the rhythm of nature, the rhythm of the earth. And that's why I posted on there, because I want people to be in touch with that. Yes, their shoulder pain, done. So people will be on ibuprofen, Tylenol, you're taking in all that salicylic acid and not knowing you taking in all of that, you're hurting your liver, you're hurting your kidneys, and you're overdoing it. You're building up toxins. And the more medication you take, all of that residue from that medication sits in your liver. And you never do a liver cleanse or a detox, then it sits there. Okay, and that becomes harmful. Like I said the other day, you have that pile up along with all the free radicals that's already flowing through your body. You're creating a house for disease, illness, and cancer to run rampant in your system. But it comes from the lack of knowledge because people don't know these things. And we have doctors that are in cahoots with the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, to push out medications. And so if they're just putting band-aids and they're not healing people, then we never know. And we age ourselves before we're even supposed to even age, right? We're not even, people used to live 100, 200 years old, and people saying they old at 30 and 40. At 50 years old, like that's not even old. Like that is scratching the surface of what we are as powerful beings. And that is what I want people to know. Understand your chemical makeup first. Understand the energy of the body and how we reverse the aging process. So going into that, now that you all know about the acupuncture, the TENS unit, and the cupping. And usually your naturopathic medicine doctor is going to use, they may use all of it. I've had auriculotherapy, and I've had the auriculotherapist actually just use the needling in my ear. She did just the needling in my ear. So when I was having back issues, she would go in and just put it on the points in my ear. Sometimes she would do both ears or one ear. But I found that I needed to go to Dr. Lee, because Dr. Lee was a doctor. She was certified, but he was a doctor, and he actually knew the meridian system. And when I went to him, bang, my back pain was gone completely. He got rid of it completely. And you are co-creators with your naturopathic medicine doctor in order to get rid of that. What the auriculotherapy. Now, auriculotherapy, I tried it. I was doing it consistent with her, but I didn't get complete relief until I went to Dr. Lee to do, the TENS unit, the auriculotherapy, or the acupuncture. Until I got the complete acupuncture TENS unit and cupping with Dr. Lee, that's when I found complete relief. So if you're someone who has been suffering for quite some time, let's say if it's been over a year with whatever pain issues and you're attributing it to your age, then I suggest you go to a naturopathic medicine doctor that does acupuncture, that does all three. Get all three done immediately, along with part 1 and 2 that I've already talked about it. Oh, smoking cessation. Yeah. Get clean. You got to clean up. You're going to have to fast. Yesterday, I talked about transitioning into your fast and doing the mucusless diet, because you can't think that just because you're going to do acupuncture, it's going to rid me of my back pain. I'm just going to go in this, but you're still going to eat junk, or you're going to eat a lot of sugar or candy or fried foods, or a lot of uric acid in the meats, and a lot of mercury in the seafood. If you're eating a lot of that, then you're not helping to aid in your own healing. So when I talked to him, and I told my doctor that I was a Tai Chi instructor and Qigong, I did Tai Chi and Qigong. I also work out 5 to 6 days a week. I said, and I'm a clean eater, I'm plant-based. I said, so I do a lot of things to help with my healing. There has to be some stagnant energy. And when that happened, that released all that stagnant energy. So let's go into photobiomodulation. So photobiomodulation. And I just got introduced. This is amazing, y'all. I just got introduced to photobiomodulation in May. One of the doctors, Dr. Mail is in, she went to Quantum University now. And let me pull it up. I'm in the group on Facebook. And yeah, they added me to a group for practitioners and students in photobiomodulation to elevate your wellness practice. So we talk about it, and we've been going through it, how people are healing themselves and their patients by using photobiomodulation. And it's using actually the light. It's using, hold on, I'm gonna pull it up, photobiomodulation therapy. So really it's using the light energy that's within us, because we're electromagnetic beings. Is utilizing your own light in your body to create or to produce the hormones that the body needs in order to start the healing process or to reverse autoimmune diseases. So it was absolutely amazing to me. So it says, take control of the light around you with innovations that start in space exploration. It is for pain relief. Hold on, let me go out of here. Let me go into what we use. We use the photobiomodulation patches by LifeWave. If you're not familiar, look up LifeWave. It's one word, photobiomodulation. They have these X39 patches. Now this, if you want to, if you are someone who, and this is, I'm highly recommending this for people who have autoimmune disease like lupus, MS. Also, if you have, go to products. If you have cancer, if you're going through chemo, anything like that, then these X39 patches is what you're going to want to use. And you take it and you put the patches on your governing meridian. Meridian. I don't know why I won't pull it up. Okay. And they have the glutathione patches. Now, the people are using the glutathione patches for those who need to detoxify the body. It's good for the liver detoxification. But these photobiomodulation, I'm trying to pull it up. It's actually, let me go into our group. It's using the light. It's using the light within your body to produce whatever the body needs in order to heal itself. So if it needs to produce whatever, and I can't think of the name of it. She told me the other day, beta something. It slips my mind. I'm gonna pull it up and I'm gonna post it in the description. But it works with the light that's already in your body. It's not putting anything in your body. And that's why I want people who have neuropathy, that have neural issues, fibromyalgia, MS, anybody with cancer, anybody who's having some type of issue where the body is fighting against itself. I want you to look up photobiomodulation, the LifeWave patches, X39. Also, if you're having liver or kidney issues, the glutathione, you're looking for a detoxification, it's just a patch. You can put it right here on the back of your neck. You can also put it on your back. Some people put it on the actual area where you are having the pain and it's relieving the pain. So people with fibromyalgia, you can put it on your governing meridian, or you can, for people who are infertile and who are trying to have baby. I know a few people who are looking to have children. They just got married and they want to have children. They've never had any children. So you can take it and you can put it on your reproductive area. You can put it on your womb space, and that is helping. There are studies, and I'm going to post it. I'm trying to see where I can post it. I may put it on my I may put it on my Miss Fitness Diva Facebook page, because I'm going to share this video, and I'll share the article and the studies and the research on this, because it's new, but it's not really new. I would say it's about 40 or 50 year old new. Started in the 70s, and they were using it in the armed forces and the military. And so a lot of people didn't know about this, and then naturopathic doctors got a hold of it, reinvented it, and then created these patches through LifeWave. So it's amazing the benefits that I've heard from all of these people all over. Dr. Hellweger, that she's using it, Dr. Mel, and she's using it on these people are using it on their patients, and they are receiving amazing results. So check that out. Now let's look at the aging process. And this is, I'm trying to see if I'll be able to drop this in here. I may be able to. I don't know. It didn't black me out, did I? Hope it did. So looking at the aging process, and we're talking about telomeres. So the aging process and the cells down the telomeres, and hopefully I'll be able to put this in while I'm talking so you can see this when I go back and edit, because I want you all to see this picture. So cells, except for the cancerous cells, cannot reproduce forever, okay? Except for cancerous cells. We know cancerous cells reproduce themselves, all right, over and over and over. But when aging cells stop dividing, they become senescent. Scientists believe one factor that causes senescence is the length of a cell's telomeres, or protective caps on the end of chromosomes. Remember, I talked about that the other day. They're the caps at the end of your chromosomes. Remember, the chromosomes look like a little X. All right. If you ever done genetics or you've taken any type of science course, you know you have the X chromosome and the Y chromosome, and then you know about mitosis and meiosis and the cell division process, right? So you have those chromosomes. So the length, scientists believe one factor that causes senescence is the length of a cell's telomeres, or protective caps on the ends of the chromosomes. Every time chromosomes reproduce, telomeres get shorter. So we know that these chromosomes are going through cell division over and over. We're doing it for our skin cells. We're doing for brain cells. We're doing for blood cells. All the different cells have to constantly divide. So each time they reproduce, these telomeres get shorter and shorter. So that's how we begin to age. So as the cell divides over time, then we know the telomeres become shorter in length, which is what we call aging. But there's things that we can do. So telomeres get shorter each time a cell copies itself, but the important DNA stays intact. Eventually, telomeres get too short to do their job, causing our cells to age and stop functioning properly. Hence, we start to have issues. And that's where people say, hey, you know, I'm aching, pain, gray hair, all this kind of stuff. Therefore, telomeres act as the aging clock in every cell. So how do we do this? So we're looking at things such as photobiomodulation, carnosine, protecting the telomeres. We have, and for aloe vera, lengthening them. Yeah, so we have things such as that. And these other doctors who are talking about these patches and the photobiomodulation, in which is causing these telomeres to stay intact. So we don't have these issues. And then it goes, and she's showing other patients who are having how the body is using its own stem cells. The body is using its own stem cells, and it activates it with these patches in order to reverse the aging process. So these caps, these telomeres, stay in place and they do not become shortening in length. So I just ordered mine because I really want to try it and be a part of this stem cell activation, because I believe this is something that is new on the horizon that we need to know about, that we need to start. And I always like to be my own first guinea pig when it comes down to science. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with trying, especially if it's not medication. It's not anything that I have to go in surgery or inject myself with. It's a patch that's using my own light energy and my stem cells in order to keep my telomeres, my caps on my chromosomes there, so the aging process doesn't rapidly occur or occur over time. Plus the other things that we have in place that I've already shared with y'all. And the last thing that I want to go over this evening is breath work. What about sarcoidosis? What were we talking about? I'm sorry, I missed it. What about sarcoidosis? What about it? Yeah, the premature graying, like I tell people, when you gray, it's just pulling minerals. It's pulling minerals from somewhere else in your body. And that's why I tell people about even with erectile dysfunction. When men have erectile dysfunction, that's not natural. I don't care if you're 90, 100 years old. Your body's to still function properly. What you were given should still function properly unless you're full unless you're full of toxicity, and it cannot, unless you're full of mucus and you have a lot of acidity in your body. You need to start eating more alkaline foods, drink more water, release this out. And lastly, like I said, I'm talking about breath work. So why is breath work even important? We're talking about breath work because that is one thing, like I told you all on Tuesday, that is one thing, no matter what, we can't go 5 minutes without breathing. We can't go 5 minutes without air. If oxygen was sucked out of this planet right now, we would all die, right? So the first thing we do in the morning, like I told you all yesterday, when you first wake up, the first thing you're going to do is, and then you're going to stretch. So if the body is doing this naturally, and we know that the body yawns and takes in oxygen naturally, we have to set intentional moments in our day, in our life, to get in more oxygen, to slow down the heart rate, to take in those deep breaths, to get oxygen not only to the brain, but to help the blood flow. Remember yesterday I said the blood flow is the river of life. Blood is the river of life. The blood is the river of life. Your blood is the river of life, whether it's healthy or unhealthy, whether you have taken the time out to do a blood cleanse or a blood purifier or not. Whatever you input in your body, you become a compilation of, and that becomes your blood. And the cells start to reproduce, like I just talked to you about, cells constantly reproducing. And the cell division process keeps going on based on what you're feeding your cells. That's what these cells are going to be a compilation of. And sometimes people are inputting so much toxicity that they're replicating unhealthy cells. And when you start to replicate unhealthy cells, that's when we'll start to get cancer, lupus, autoimmune disease, neuropathy, and some people are just more susceptible to it than others. All right. It's just nature. We don't know why. All right. Some people can go 80 years and eat unhealthy and smoke cigarettes and nothing happened to them. They don't get cancer. They don't get sick. They don't have no lung cancer. Baby, they is good. They can drink all the alcohol under the sun. They have the healthiest liver. And then somebody else be like, I just was drinking in college and now I got, liver issues and I don't even drink. And sometimes for some people, it only takes one time. Just like, some people who just have sex one time and they got pregnant. And so that's why it's so important for us to do what we know to do by cleansing ourselves as much as we possibly can based on the cycles. 21st of June, summer solstice. I talked about this the other day with you all. We're supposed to be cleansing our body. Okay. We're supposed to be cleansing our body, going eating the fruits for the season, focusing on our heart and our small intestine. This is a season of fire. Summer is a season of fire. The organs that we focus on is the heart and the small intestines. So we are supposed to be eating those foods: kiwi, pineapple, pears, tangerine, watermelon, mint, cilantro. Remember, I talked about all of this. And this is what we're supposed to do to help flush and detox our system. Because even though we are going through the cell division, if you're feeding and creating cells that are healthier, then you're also helping to reverse the aging process. Oh yeah, the photobiomodulation will work with that. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Life wave. I'm going to put it in here. And modulation patches. Yeah, you definitely want to check that out. Miraculous. Just amazing. Amazing what I've been hearing from it in our group. We meet almost every day. We had another meeting. Dr. Stacy and Dr. Mel had a meeting with some people who had who use the stem cell activation patches. And they even have a patching podcast. And I'll share that with you too. I'll send that to you on Facebook so you can listen in and hear them explain it even deeper than I'm giving now because it's so new to me. And I really want to start introducing people to it, but I'm always my first patient. So I'm the first patient. So once I get mine and I use mine, and I'll be able to be a product of the product, because I definitely like to be, like I'm telling you all about acupuncture. I'm telling you all about photobiomodulation. It's really new. You probably never heard about it. I know I had never heard about it. It's a group of us, of students and doctors that's in here. It's 314 of us, and we share all the information, the insights we have as this new tool for health and wellness. So this is something that, you're not just going to find every day on social media, all right, unless you are connected in with people who work in this type of industry. All right. And a lot of us don't work in naturopathic medicine. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of people of color that work in homeopathy, who are doctors of naturopathic medicine, that do the healing work from that perspective. Now, there's a lot of us that do herbs. There's a lot of us that do homeopathy, which is really good. But I definitely love those who are in the science of it, who are really in the thick of it from a scientific perspective, because that's what our people need, because we're looking at battling against allopathic medicine. And I'm not against allopathic medicine. I'm more for integrative medicine based on where we are in this life. I think it's just more feasible for people to do an integrative process, and knowing where they are and just knowing as much as they can about their body in order to integrate both perspectives on what works for them. But first and foremost, cleaning up the diet and knowing how to get to a mucusless diet is where we first want to start with reversing the aging process, doing the stretches, keeping the body lively, being active, doing all of that I talked about the other day, because we'll get where we're not moving. And then the breath work. So photobiomodulation, acupuncture, cupping, TENS unit, and breath work. So we have to set aside time to breathe. The breath is important, because like I said before, we can't go 5 minutes without air. 2, the breath, intentional breath, taking 4 deep breaths in, and then 4, slowly release, is going to calm the body down. Even just doing that right now, you'll see that your body starts to calm down. You're more in a state of ease, and you're more in a state of relaxation, right? So you're like, oh, that feels good. Now I want to go to sleep. Well, if we're in a state of relaxation, if the body becomes put in a state of relaxation, then we're not in a fight or flight type of scenario where the body's always on, where we have the nervous system always on. So any type of, like I told you, we're electromagnetic beings. So if we're electric beings and we're always on, something's going to eventually burn out, right? So when do you take the time to not burn out this electric machine that you are in control of? So you're not just sleep time, because some people don't even rest well when they sleep. So we take time to breathe, to calm the body down, to release any thoughts of stress, of whatever's going on in your day. Relax the body so you have the relaxation of your organs, and the body can naturally fight against anything that comes against it. All right. So if you have, just like I was just telling my son the other day, I'm like, normally this time of year, I would have been sneezing, pollen is high, I would have been congested, I would have had some type of issues because it's springtime. And I haven't. I haven't been in the bed congested. I haven't been sneezing. I haven't had any itchy and scratchy throat, none of that. And I attribute that to incorporating more breath work, because I do Tai Chi on a regular basis. I'm always doing breath work. Breath work is important. And we may not think, we'll say meditation, but calming the body is good. But if you get you a good breathing method before you go to bed, and when you wake up in the morning, go through your deep breaths and calm the body down. You're slowly allowing your organs, those 5 major organs that I talked to you about that we do in traditional Chinese medicine, your heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, stomach, spleen. So you're relaxing all of that. And you allow the body to get in a state of relaxation where it can do its job without constantly being on. And if you're not giving it those things that also fire it up, like right now, we should not be drinking coffee because coffee is going to constantly keep the body on. We are trying to relax the body. And you're reversing the aging process because you're not firing up to its wits end, right? Because if we're shallow breathing from our chest, that means we're not taking in deep breaths to relax the body and bringing it to a state of health and healing where it can heal itself. So when I tell people, when you're doing breath work, and I teach people this in Tai Chi Qigong, put your hand over your belly button and you take a deep breath. You inhale, belly goes out, and you hold it. Allow the belly to be out. And then exhale slowly. Contract the belly in like the navel is going to the spine. And you want to do that over and over and just relax. And I do that just laying on your back in the bed. Just go. And you'll start to see, as you do more and more, you'll feel yourself relax, and you are reversing the aging process because you're not firing up that nervous system. And this also can be done and has to be done with the phone away from you. Have the phone in the bathroom, downstairs, kitchen. Keep the phone away from you and sleep when you're sleeping. Light should be out. TV should be unplugged. No electronics should be on. Okay? None of that. You should be in complete darkness so the nervous system isn't fired up thinking it needs to be on. 30 to 45 minutes, at least 45 minutes, I would say, maybe an hour before bed, stop the screen time. Should be no phone, should be no TV, computer, nothing. You're allowing your body to relax. Now, when you first wake up, the same thing. Don't go downstairs to the kitchen or bathroom to go get your phone. Lay in the bed. Do your breath work so your body can calm itself and continue to be calm, because some people wake up with anxiety, or some people wake up with thinking a lot and having a lot on their minds. And you're thinking a lot, then you're putting your body in a stress response. If you're putting your body in a stress response, you're firing up the electrical machine, and you don't want to burn it out. And that is pushing forward the aging process, and we're reversing. So you want to relax, all right? You want to calm down. You want to breathe. Go back into your breath work. Once you finish your breath work, go into your stretch. Get up, stretch your body. Do what feels comfortable. Do what feels good, okay? Stretch. I told someone the other day, I said, I don't have to give you a stretching routine. What I want you to do is do your breath work. You get in your bed or on the floor and roll around and start to just get in your body and see what feels good. See, it don't have to be anything routine. Just move it and see, hey, this feels good, or this feels good, or just start to move it and see what feels good. There's no right or wrong to what feels good to you, because what may feel good to you may not feel good to somebody else. All right. And that is part of relaxing the body. So the acupuncture, we got the TENS unit. We have the cupping. I really want you all to get that done. And then we have the photobiomodulation. I want you all to look into the photobiomodulation, LifeWave. I put it in the comment section for you all to look more into that. Nishita, I'm going to send you the link so you can listen to the podcast, so you can really get more of the people who have used it, some of the patients and their stories, and then listen to some of the doctors on how they work with their patients with autoimmune disease. And one of the doctors, I think it's Dr. Stacy, with her daughter who had cancer, and how she used it with her daughter with cancer. The studies are miraculous on how they use, how this patch helps the body heal itself by just utilizing these stem cells. And that's what's magical about the body. We have stem cells. And these stem cells can be directed, and they go in there created wherever they're needed. All right. So if you have a patch that can alert these stem cells to start creating more cells to help boost the immune system, or to help with liver function or kidney function, or to heal itself so it won't have autoimmune disease and all these issues, or people with migraines, or neuropathy, or issues with the nervous system, fibromyalgia, then that is just healing within itself. But if nobody shares it and nobody knows about it, then it goes unknown, and people can senselessly be dealing with pain or end up dying and transitioning when this information could have been shared and a life could be saved just based on somebody telling somebody else. All right. And that's why I like to give information. So now you all are well aware of what you need to do, starting with the corrective stretching. We talked about the corrective stretching, the active stretching, the passive stretching, the direct stretching, and the PMF. Okay, the dynamic stretching and the PNF stretching. We talked about that on Tuesday. Yesterday, we talked about diet. Yes, we talked about diet. We talked about the mucusless diet, on how we transition from eating just a regular food with carbs and all of that, and transitioning from those carbs into eating just the fruit, nuts, seeds, and green leafy vegetables. Especially that strict regimen. And if you want to if you're someone who needs direct help because you have cancer or you have fibromyalgia, then reach out to me personally, because I will have to give you the complete regimen on what you do from week to week to build up to that point. So I don't want you to do it on your own. All right. You need a practitioner. You need someone who knows how to ease you in and what you need to eat on each week. So reach out to me on that. But you want to ease yourself into the mucusless diet so the body can produce less mucus. You don't want an overabundance. I'm not saying that mucus is bad. We have mucus membranes. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but we'll have an overproduction of it where our body is acidic and it starts to fight against itself. And that's when we have all these other issues. All right. And then we talked about today those things that we can do outside of ourselves, which is the acupuncture. You got to go get that done. The photobiomodulation, you get the patches, put those on the governing meridian so it can help the stem cells go to and direct them on the light that's within your body, help to bring out the healing that the body needs. And then we also talked about the breath work. So hopefully you all will incorporate all of this to help work on reversing the aging process through corrective movement, stretching, breath work, acupuncture, knowing what to eat that doesn't tear you down, breathing right so you can relax the body, getting acupuncture so you can relieve any tension that's in the body, because you have these pathways, these meridians that, the your energy can't flow to these organs that need this energy to pass through in blood, because you have stagnant energy sitting in different places based on just, living. It could be just because you walked outside and it was, pollution outside. Or you went through a neighborhood that was highly polluted and they have plants and stuff, different areas that they're pushing out these pollutants, especially in Black neighborhoods. All right, in low socioeconomic neighborhoods where they put these plants that push out all of this pollution and causes all of this cancer and all other issues. They strategically put it in those areas and it harms us. Okay, so we have to know about these things that we can do on our own to fight against what is put out there to harm us. So everybody, that has been part 3 and the final part of my mini series on reversing the aging process, targeting for people 40 plus of issues and things that we can do in order to heal ourselves naturally. If you have any questions, if you all need me in any type of way, or you need someone from my team to reach out to you, be like, hey, I need more. I need, hypnotherapy, aromatherapy, or I want to know more on photobiomodulation. Put me in touch with this naturopathic doctor or whatever. If you need more, reach out to me, themissfitnessdiva@gmail.com. You can also visit my website, missfitnessdiva.com. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, themissfitnessdiva. I know I had to change it. You all probably may have been following me on Miss Fitness Diva. I got hacked at 6,500 followers. Very sorry about that. Got hacked. Now I'm starting back over, and these are people, and I love it that I'm starting over. There's nothing wrong with starting over. I'm reaching and targeting people who really want to hear the message and receive the information to heal themselves. So make sure that you follow me on Instagram, the Miss Fitness Diva, website missfitnessdiva.com. I also have ebooks on my website. If you want more information, you want to start on a healing journey, you want to cleanse and detox, or you need to lose some weight, go on there. I have the Lose Belly Fat in 7 Days ebook, the 21 Days to Have It ebook, which is full of recipes, affirmations, and workouts. It's all in that ebook. And if you want to do the spring cleanse, and let me know, I have a spring cleanse guide that'll walk you through step by step everything you need to do for the 21 days, the recipes, and the foods that you need to eat. All of this is on the website. We also have the Snatch Challenge. It is ramping itself up, and we have about 32 ladies who have been dedicated to the challenge of getting their weight down, snatching their waistlines, and reclaiming their life back and getting their power back through healthy ways and healthy eating habits. So all you have to do, if you want to join that, grab you one of those snatched waist wraps or waist trainer on the website. And I have a special going on right now where you can get my detox tea. Right, chill. You can grab the detox tea, and you can also get your waist wrap for $100, which is going through my birthday. Ends on 6/28. So hopefully everything helped you in some type of way. Make sure that you share this information with someone. You can even share this video with a family member or friend. Tell them to listen to it. If it was any key points, tell them, go through where I talked about it. Go tell them, go to 23 minutes. Fast forward and go 23 minutes. Listen to this part. And then go to the website and make sure that you contribute to still receive good information to help you in your life journey. So you all have a great rest of your evening. Thank you so much, and talk to you soon.